Welcome to Money's Ain't Right Garage. I'm Jim McNeill. Today we're working on a John Deere D140 and we're going to be changing the main drive belt on this unit. So I've already prepared everything. We've removed the deck, as you can see. We've hoisted it up in the air. There's many different methods you guys can use to get it off the ground, but this seems to be the best one to get it off the ground for us. It's worked for us for a while. So let's get into this. So one of the first things you can do is set the brake. That would be to set the parking brake on the dash and set the brake so the wheels don't roll. That relieves the tension on this belt here. This is the drive belt we're talking about. You're going to take the PTO clutch off. So you're going to disconnect this connection here, which is the power connection. You're going to remove the clutch. And I've got everything loose. So this is a 5/8 connection here. You're going to remove that. Just remember the orientation. Your little keyway is going to line up to the top of that. You set this out of the way. This shaft right here is going to pull down off of the main motor. You're going to relieve it here. You're going to take it off this pulley. Okay. Put this back on. You see where the keyway is to line that back up. Now, you're going to remove the steering column shaft. That is here. So what we did prior to this, we've taken a center punch and we center punched the mark there and we center punched the mark on the gear itself. And we just have it turned now. So you'll take this, and this is I believe the tools we had for that, this happens to be a 3/4 inch deep socket to take that off. So that's what we've done there. You'll remove this nut. You'll pull this out. Okay. Set that down so you don't lose them. And you'll push this. This is the steering shaft. You want to go around and show them what we're pushing on from the bottom, what's happening up top. That's good right there. And then just come back around. And we're going to pull the belt down through here, around that steering shaft. And then, now it already popped off, but see how, remember, take note of how your belts are routed. This one goes up like that. And then in the bottom here, there's a guide down here. You want to get in there and take a peep at that? Is there enough light on that?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll loosen that up. And again, we've prepared this. We're going to pull that out by just undoing it. Let me get in here. You can reach up from the back here and probably undo it. And I just only have it hand tight. It won't be when you get to it, but that I believe is a 5/8. You'll pull that off, take the belt out over top of the fan, and there it is. You can set this down. There's a certain spot that it goes in. And here's the belt removed on this tractor. Ow. The belt is removed. So just reverse this. What you would do is drop this down from the top to put it on. Say this is a new one. You're going to drop it down from the top. Okay. Remember, you have these steering shafts out of the way. You're going to get past that. You're going to pull this down. This is going to ride into this pulley system here. There. Now, you can go ahead and loop it over top of this if you want.
Wait a minute.
You getting this? Okay. That's that. And then you can push that back up. That's the guide for that. Remember, it's in that keyway. That's in. Just guide your belts around here. Let me see. It goes around here like this and this. Remember, these are loose. And you'll tighten them all up, and that'll put tension on this. They're loose now, remember, because of the brake. That's on. I would go back and put your belt guide in the back here. You can reach up around the back here and find the hole. It's right here. And you would tighten that up. That's a 5/8, and this keeps the belt on this back pulley. That's just in there hand tight. You would tighten this stuff up here. Now you could center your steering shaft. You'll pull that back through. Remember, the belt once fed through there. Put your gear through here. Remember, we center punched it to give it a mark. It would line up to that. I'm not going to show you exactly how that will go, but we'll put this on here. And you would tighten it up, but you would line our center punch mark, and yours would be the same. Wherever you set this, those two dots would line up. to line your wheels up. You would tighten that up. And then you're going to go back up to this pulley or this PTO. Take the PTO and you're going to line up where the keyway is. It happens to be up top here. So we just set this where it's up top. You can disregard this bolt. Just set it on here. Line it up. Okay, we're in. Stick the bolt in. Okay, and then there's a guide over here on the side. See this little rod, this little hole? That locks it in place. So we know we're all lined up. With that, that'll torque to a spec. You would have to look that up. Then you would take your plug and you plug it back in. And just put that right there. There it is. That's plugged in. And that's basically it. The prep usually for all of this is to set it up in a position where you can work on it and have your replacement belt in place for it. And that's basically it. Anything in this D100 series, I think it's 190 or 195 in the John Deere, and these models, the ones you buy at the big box stores, is what this process will work on all of that. So, hey, thanks for watching.